Hey, what's going on, dreamers? Welcome to the Christopher Mark Show. This is our second episode of our podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. So, today we're going to talk about understanding who you are and what you'll never be, right? Um, this topic is pretty, how would I put it? It can be pretty touchy. And the reason why I say that is just because, when you're a lot of us in life, we understand who we are. We understand, hey, this is my type of person I'm attracted to, what I like to eat. You understand, you know, what you enjoy doing, what you love to do creatively and otherwise, whether that's, as a profession and things like that. So, you know, that is, the main things of understanding who you are, right? What you'll never be, that's the difficulty, right? Understanding what you'll never be is about being honest with yourself. And a lot of times people are, you would get people getting classified as being delusional, or people being like, oh man, you don't really know anything about yourself or understand anything about me, or you're trying to judge me or trying to control me. And so most times when people are talking to you, they're very like, if you tell them like, oh man, you can't do this, a lot of times people look at it as like a criticism. But sometimes, and honestly, you really can't. You really can't do it. Like, and I am like, one of those people where I can honestly say that that was the one thing that I was always struggling with, is like, okay, I understand who I am, but when you're trying um to do beyond what you're capable of, that's when you can hurt yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. You can put yourself in situations that's really unnecessary. Um, you can actually, allow for you can actually like avoid a lot of situations where it just makes, you know, things less harder on you, like if you understand what you'll never be. Most times it's like because of pride and ego that that is what drives us. And, you know, when your pride and ego is really driving you, the most thing that people are really struggling with is, okay, I'm going to do this because I got to prove that I'm a man, or I got to prove that I'm a woman. Or whatever, whatever pronouns that you guys go by. It's more of understanding, okay, accepting yourself. A lot of times we think that we want people to accept us, but we don't accept ourselves. We don't accept ourselves. So what happens is that we wind up saying, this is who I am and you need to accept me for who I am. But the truth is you might not know who you are. And the only way you know who you are is understanding what you'll never be. And understanding what you'll never be is not necessarily a thing of like, oh, okay, well, you're saying that I can't never be anything in life. No, uh, it's understanding your purpose, right? Your purpose is, it could be that, okay, well, my purpose is to help, to be a nurse or to be a doctor, right? That could be one of your purposes that you may have. And so, in understanding like your purpose in life, you start to see your limitations. And you don't look at them as limitations in a sense of like, you start to look at it like less as a limitation and more as an area where you can expand yourself, right? So when I say, being who you are, and understanding who you are and what you'll never be, it's more from a perspective of understanding what is your foundation built upon, how to stabilize yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Those are the things that you have to do. And once you understand how to stabilize yourself in those areas, then you can expand yourself, but you can only expand yourself as long as you understand that you have to stay centered in this area, right? And so a lot of times with people, they look at it like, no, I can be here, I can go here and do this and do that. And I'll be honest with y'all, I've done it. I've done the whole thing where you run around and you try to be everything to everyone. You try to help everybody. You try to make sure everybody's happy. And the only person that hurts in the end is you. The only person that suffers in the end is you, because you're at this place in your life where you're like, you know that you're capable, you know that you may be smart, or you could read and write, and, most of the basic things that people have, right? But you also understand that it's like, okay, so how come I'm not successful? Most people are like, man, how come this person is successful, how come I know what they know, how come I'm not like them? I'm going to tell you, here's why you're not like them. Because one, it's not your purpose. Two, it's your energy. So your energy is not only the energy that you have inside of you, but also the energy that you project out, right? And then what energy that you project out is actually being in alignment with your purpose, right? But if you don't understand what's going on inside of you, if you don't understand emotionally and mentally and spiritually, like, you don't understand what's going on inside you, what happens is that now you're you're frustrated, you're angry a lot, you're annoyed by things, you fall into extreme deep depressions, or you wind up actually dealing with, you know, being in bad relationships, because you're thinking to yourself, man, you know what? I'm projecting, I'm doing everything I can to be the person I need to be. But the problem is that you're not dealing with the most important person, which is you. And understanding how to protect that person, understanding that person's limitations. We can, as human beings, can break. No matter how strong we are, no matter how smart we are, no matter how capable you are, you can break. And where you break at, that is really where that's really where you're going to realize, like, man, you know what? I can't go any further than this. And that's the part of what you'll never be. But that's okay. It's not a bad thing, because once you understand that, you'll understand that on the other end of that, you have access to so many people. You have so many people that can help you to grow. You have so many people that can help you evolve into the vision that you have and expand your purpose. But you have to, work on yourself internally. And the internal work is it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's very hard. It's very frustrating. It's very emotional. I mean, I can honestly tell you guys, I've had plenty of times where I was sitting around crying, and just because I'm on this path of understanding myself, understanding, like, you know, finding things that are going to fulfill me, right? The part of understanding your purpose is really about this. What is going to take everything that you have, right? Your mind, emotional, physical, what's going to allow for you to grow and keep grow and keep exploring your life and evolving. Because once you understand that, and understand that's a part of your purpose, then you will understand the part of where, okay, you know what, I can be all these things, but I also understand that this is part where I'm not ever going to be this. And you have to accept it, because the problem is that even if you may say, oh, I'll never accept that, that'll never be, I'm capable of everything, it's like, like I told you before, there's a part of you that will break. And if you break that part of you, anybody can take over, right? I mean, you see people where you be like, man, why why is this person still in an abusive relationship? Why are they there? Because they didn't understand their limits. They didn't understand their breaking point. They didn't understand how fragile they were. It's not about how strong you are, right? Because even though we go through things and and you overcome it, right? Whatever kills you don't make you stronger, saying, right? But the truth is that even if you think that it doesn't kill you, it does kill you. It kills a part of you that you'll never get back, a part of you that and it might be like some people might say, okay, well, you that's just a part of growing. But the part of you that died is the part of you that now you have to resurrect the part of you that was broken. And that takes years. So, sometimes like you just have to understand that the importance of understanding yourself, understanding your purpose, and understanding who you are and what you'll never be, and really embracing that and understanding that it's not about like, oh, I'll never be anything. No, it's about you understanding your foundation, your center, your core, understanding how to, you know, ground yourself. Before I end episode, yeah, I was watching a show on what is it called? It was called on sumo wrestlers. So the sumo wrestlers they ground themselves first before they go to start fighting, right? And it's a lot of core, a lot of leg strength. And so without that, without them being grounded, without them having that core strength, it's all about pushing. It's all about pushing. It's all about maneuvering. It's all about, moving the person's weight around, right? So you can't do that if you're not centered within yourself. And being centered within yourself is what you need in order to fulfill your purpose. Now, on the next episode, we're going to talk about what is your purpose, how to find your purpose, how to find, like, identify what that is, and understand that it's like how important that is in your growth as a person and as so that you can actually enjoy your life. You know what I mean? Because sometimes most people are living other people's dreams and we're not living our own. So, the next episode, we're going to talk about purpose and understanding that. And yeah, and then we'll rock from there. But I would like for you guys, if you're interested in like, checking out a session with me or whatever like that, feel free. I will leave some links here so that way you guys can, book a session with me, and then, just where I can just talk to you a little bit more about how we're able to help you grow and evolve and understanding the importance of who you are and what you'll never be. All right. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.